You'd love to make some personalised gift tags for a gift that you're given, but you're running out of time or worried about how long it takes for air dry clay to dry. Well, you can put it in the oven as well to make it dry really fast, as long as you're careful. So with just a few supplies, here's how you can create your own DIY elegant gift tags that will really elevate your gift wrapping game. Let's have a look. Air dry clay is a really nice material to work with. It's soft, so it's easy on the hands, really flexible and budget friendly. This version is pretty wet and sticky when it comes out of the packet. What I do is straight away put it into a Tupperware so that it doesn't stay in contact with the air for too long. I'm going to show you the process of two different styles of clay gift tags. One with some faux florals stamped into it to create a really pretty natural design, and the other a lot more Christmassy, a lot more bling. So depending on the type of person you're giving a present to might depend on the style of gift tag that you want to create for them. You want to roll out the clay to about 1/2 centimetre or 0.2 of an inch, so pretty thick, but that does depend on what you're creating. If instead of a gift tag you're doing something like a tree ornament, then you probably want it to be thicker and therefore a bit more sturdy and durable. The thicker you make your project, the longer it will take to dry. If you're letting it to air dry as per the instructions, then it will take between 24 and 48 hours. And these thin tags that I made did take up to 48 hours to dry properly. However, I also did a test in the oven, and that completely changes the game with how fast you can make these clay gift tags, because in quite a cold oven, 80 degrees, about 175 Fahrenheit, you can dry these tags in about 20 minutes. I've got some top tips for how to achieve this over on my blog where I go into a bit more detail. But if you're going to go for this super speedy method, it is also a bit more of a gamble because they could burn or they could crack, so just be aware of that. It doesn't overly matter the order that you do your stamping in, whether you would put the faux floral, the cookie stamp letters for whatever you're going to personalise, or even cutting out the entire shape. I like to do the cutting out of the entire shape last, then I can ensure that the letters that I have stamped are in the centre of the shape. So to start with the faux floral, simply do the same process of rolling it gently into the clay, remove it and check if you're happy with it. If you're not, it's very simple just to re-roll the clay to get rid of the marks that it left. Then add your personalisation, so this could be the recipient's name, it could be Merry Christmas, it could be with love, a cute nickname, you can say who the gift is from, whatever you can think of. I like using a stamp guide to insert my letters into. You do have to remember to insert the letters backwards from the way that you would write the word normally, so that when you stamp it, it stamps out correctly. I think it's most helpful to use the cookie cutter to cut out your design at the very end, and then you've got your words or your design exactly in the centre or wherever you want it to be placed. And the final step is to use something like a straw to cut your hole for where the ribbon or string will hang. The edges will probably tear a tiny bit, so you can smooth them out easily now, or even once the clay has dried, you can use some sandpaper to tidy them up too. For my shiny designs with metallic foil, the first step is to use Stick With Me, which is the glue for the metallic foil. As this takes 20 minutes to dry or get tacky, I did a coat on all of my gift tags first, so that by the time that the last one had been glued, it wasn't very much time until I could start applying the gold foil to the first one. Then for a bauble, I did just random dots, which weren't perfect circles, but if you wanted perfect circles, you could have cut out a paper template to mask those off, and then applied the silver foil to create little splashes of shine on the bauble version. Wait for the Stick With Me glue to get tacky and then apply the foil. If you use something like a burnishing pad or a cloth, it will help give a bit more adhesion, more so than just what your finger would do. And then get creative with the styles and the colours that you like. One of my favourites that I did was this candy cane shape that I stamped the word dad into it and then used the copper foil for the stripes of the candy cane. I used some washi tape first to space out the lines so I didn't apply stick with me to areas where I didn't want it. As the clay is a little bit uneven and textured, that's the beauty of it, the foil probably won't transfer perfectly. So you can either embrace the imperfections of the foil transfer or do more coats of the foil until it has the coverage that you're looking for. It's easier to see the names and words that are imprinted when you move it and you can see it shimmer. However, if you want to highlight the letters even more, you can add some paint or wax to get into the indentations first before you apply the foil on top, and that will help it stand out even more. This clay starts out as a browny colour, however when it dries it does go white. You could paint it any colour that you like, but I liked the colour that it dried, so I left it in its natural state. I used a green chalk paint called English Ivy to enhance those details that I had imprinted. So between the combination of the green florals and the natural white colour, it's a really simple but classic and beautiful combination for a gift tag. And by using just a slightly damp brush, it gives a more translucent watercolour kind of effect, but you can just play around with the coverage and the style until you're happy with it. Then for another option, I didn't use paint on my floral, I did a coat of clear wax and then a coat of gold wax, which left a different kind of shimmer over the natural texture of the clay. It's nice to have so many different shimmery elements that you can play around with, especially for Christmas themed items. So whether you're a fan of the more natural, simplistic look that you could use for any time of the year, or the bright and colourful naughty or nices, personalised letters, and happy little gingerbread people, any of these ideas would make someone feel very loved and special for receiving a personalised gift tag on their gift this year. And if you go with the oven method rather than drying it in the air, it is definitely achievable before Christmas too. Thank you so much for staying until now. I hope you got some inspiration for gift tags that you could make yourself. If you found this useful, please consider subscribing for similar content either on crafts or DIY decor and furniture. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, bye! If you'd like to know any more information about the Dixie Shine gold foil, I will leave that linked below for you to find out about it, or there'll be more information in the blog post as well.